Hey, what's going on, champs? I'm Aaron Deliosa. Welcome to an Immigrant's Life podcast, my podcast about immigrants and immigration and everything in between. Thank you for listening and downloading the show, and thank you for supporting my dad.
Immigrant Nation, welcome back. Another week, another great episode from an amazing immigrant filled with inspiring stories. For the OG listeners, you know what's up. At An Immigrant's Life on all social media. For the new listeners, I'm grateful that you are here. I hope you like what you hear and what we're trying to do here, that you will follow us and subscribe. Anyways, another month is done. I wish 2022 is working out for you, our listeners. I wish you're enjoying 2022 so far and taking advantage of it. I personally am enjoying it. I've been cycling again, enjoying the beauty and simplicity of farmlands of Quebec and Ontario. In fact, I'm enjoying it so much that I fell off of my bike last week. I'm okay though, I'm okay. A little scrape and bruises. Thankfully, no concussion. I mean, it's part of the game, you know what I mean? In any case, whatever you guys are doing, please enjoy and try to be safe. Enough with my personal anecdote. Let's talk about why you are tuning in for. This week's guest is an impressive individual that knows what he wants and taking all right steps to reach his goals. He really impressed me during this conversation with his myopic approach to his life's objectives. Enough talk. So, without further ado, let's get into the show. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Today's guest is a student experience influencer that is as handsome as Dev Patel and as dapper as Shah Rukh Khan. Everyone, please welcome Ashish Bhatia.
Thank you so much, Aaron, for having this wonderful introduction which you gave me. This is the first time ever someone has related me to Shah Rukh Khan, which currently I'm not. So thank you so much for inviting me over the show. I'm looking forward to talk to you more.
Awesome, man. I mean, thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
Always, brother. I've been listening to your work. I've been seeing what you have been doing. And on a larger scale, in coming future, I think this would be a big thing. So I'm early in the process. So I am taking all the advantage today.
Awesome, awesome. All right, before we get into it, why don't you tell the Immigrant Nation where they can reach you or if you have anything to promote?
I would just say that if you feel that you're looking for any help or any tips when you're coming to as an international student in Canada, you can reach out to me on Instagram. My username is Mr. Bhatia in Canada. If you just search on Instagram, you'll be able to get it. Else, you can always go on YouTube as well. I post content related to student life and how you can, excel from the crowd which is already coming every year.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to like grow and grow, which is pretty good. I like it.
I like the crowd too. Like people who actually travel from one country to another just to do their studies and settle in. I salute them because it's very difficult for someone to just give up their comfort zone. In India, usually you are in your comfort zone because you're living with your family. You have less stress about managing your expenses. Obviously, once you graduate, you have to look for jobs and situations. But here you will be working also. The culture is different, right?
Mm.
You're working, you are studying, you are doing your assignments, and then you're cleaning the dishes, you're doing everything. So the culture is very different, and some people find it very hard to adapt that. But you know what? This makes us more responsible, I think, and value as well. Value the stuff which we have got from our parents. So
Definitely. I would like to talk to you more about that. But for now, let's focus on Ashish.
sure.
Which part of India were you from?
I am from Faridabad. It's an industrial town near Delhi, and it's you can say it's Delhi NCR.
Okay. How was your life in Delhi?
Life was actually good. Uh, in Faridabad, I was born, right? My parents were very supportive in everything I want to do since the time in my childhood as well. Let it be my passions, let it be my Schooling, my mom is a teacher. She's actually a badminton coach, so I was under her influence only most of the time and used to come to sports. Uh, School time went like this. Then college time, I pursued engineering as well. And yeah, everything was in Faridabad only. I did not go anywhere. This was the first time I came to Canada.
Mm. How about that? What did he do?
So yeah, my dad is a business person. He has his own business of oil trading and real estate as well. So it's mostly kind of less of job oriented background, which I am from, and more of a business oriented background. I have my sister as well. She's elder to me. She's a doctor, and yeah. So I've been always under the influence of everyone who has been working really hard. To get what they have. Nothing has been given in inheritance. It's just that everybody build their own fortune, or let's say even uh, their own like a position in the society. So, which is good to see. If you see the example of my sister only, right? The pandemic is here, and everything is so stressful sometimes. My sister is a frontline worker, right? So you get to understand that how tough situations can be, and to see her overcome that also, it it boosted me a lot, and I wanted to do something of my own also. So that was the reason I came to Canada and start my journey.
Mm. Did you go to college in India?
Yeah, I did my undergraduate in India only in computer science in
Okay.
engineering, and that was also in Faridabad. It was from a private college. I did my 4-year course from
Mm.
there, uh, in India only. And I worked also for 3 years in India, 3+ years, in fact.
How was that?
Uh, yeah, I used to work for a few startups in the beginning, in marketing field only, which I'm pursuing right now here. But then I started working for Cognizant, a really good MNC, and they gave me a client, Google. So I was working with Google directly in India only, and the experience was amazing. They gave me a process, and it was fun. I learned a lot from MNC side also and from startup side also. It gave me a shift of what I want to do actually in Canada. So everything is related, from step one of my journey as a student only in India to what I am doing here right now.
Mm.
Everything is linked.
Okay. What was the main reason for you to move to Canada? Because of studies?
Because of the culture, I think,
Mm.
and opportunities. I'll be very honest, everybody wants to earn good money with what skill set they have. To give you a brief example, a web developer in India would be charging you the same amount according to Indian standards. A web developer in Canada would be charging you the same amount as Canadian standards. And the price difference is a lot. That's one thing. Obviously, I would like my uh, skills to be more worth it in a country like Canada, or even and I wanted to attract more North American clients in future, which the vision I have. So I wanted to stay in a country like Canada. That was one of the decisions. Plus, to be more independent and be away from home, learn the basic stuff, and grow myself as a person more. To be honest, that was the main reason I came here.
What do you mean by that?
So in India, I used to live with my family, right? My sister had the opportunity to move to a different city, but I did not. So I chose to go to a new country only rather than going to a different city. I thought, let's just move to a new country and see how my experience is. And to be honest, it was one of the best decisions I've ever taken.
Mhm.
People say that you can do everything in India, which is true. You can do everything. Uh, but getting out of your comfort zone and moving to a new country, and starting to analyze expenses, budget, your as the whole experience of a student, you learn a lot. I'm still in learning phase right now,
Mm.
and the person I was was when I first landed here was very different than the person who I am right now. A
Mm.
lot has changed.
I bet, man. I mean, more responsibilities, more pressure, and there's no mom and
Pressure.
dad to ask to help, or anyone to help at all. Why did you choose Canada?
To be honest, it was easiest to come here.
Oh yeah.
That Let's be honest here. I think if you have good skill set and good experience, with sufficient funds, you can come here. It's very expensive to go to UK. It's very expensive to go to country like Australia at that time when I was planning to come here. The stay back was also less after doing your studies, right? So Canada was the one which was offering me like a 2 year course and then giving me a 3 year work permit, right?
Mhm.
So that was one of the reasons I chose Canada. Plus, it's very close to US as well. So I wanted to stay a place where I can gain more at clients in future from North America, to be precise.
Okay. So, what was your journey like from India to Canada? Was it because I think you traveled through pandemic?
I traveled through pandemic. I traveled to three countries, to be honest. One would be like my layovers were a lot, like in Dubai, in Barcelona, and then I stayed in Mexico for 2 days. Spent a lot of money just to come here, which I honestly felt it was not worth it. Uh, I could have saved that money, used in my daily expenses or even my technology, maybe which I wanted to buy. I and I felt that like I didn't have, actually I saved a lot of money as well. I was enrolled in college in first semester. I did it from my country only. I
Hmm.
came in second semester here, so automatically I saved a lot of money for my first semester
Mhm.
by staying in my country. No rent, nothing. GIC is being saved. Uh, uh, and yeah, and then I chose to come here. Then I spent approx a lot, like 1,300, $1,400, $1,500 in fact, to come here for flight tickets. So yeah, that was my journey. I think not even 1,500. I think more. I spent more. I'm not calculating the hotel expenses and everything. It's more than $2,000. I think
Oh my God, that's a lot, man. Why did
one
you
third
have to
of
leave?
the.
Why did you have to leave that time? Could you wait a little bit more or no?
My college was getting started, and I had to be here before that.
Hmm.
That was my plan. And if I delayed it more, I did not knew the pandemic would grew in India
Mhm.
or in Canada, and the ban would have been extended more from other countries also. It's like a trick situation. And after that, you know what happened? The direct flights opened up for the half price. My friend came from Abu Dhabi, layover. He spent 50,000 bucks. That's it, Indian rupees, to come here. I spent almost 3 times
Oh my
to
God.
come, and the difference of time is just 15 days. So I was like, damn, this was about to happen. This was meant to happen, I think so.
How was your first day in Canada?
Uh, so I had already booked my accommodation back from my country. As my friend was already living here, he sorted the place and everything.
Hmm.
But I came my first day. My friend came to pick me up, and first day was like, oh, this is so nice, so clean, everything's so nice. You feel like, oh, where am I? That kind of situation happened with me. But then, I started to absorb that, this will be my home now.
Hmm.
I need to grasp every culture, every aspect of it from here now. And it was surreal. 2, 3 days I did not do anything. I just explored. And then I started to settle in, and then I started to realize that, oh, this is my journey now. Now I have to find a job also. Now I have to juggle up with my college also, wash my clothes, laundry, like clothes, like cooking as well, everything. So my head got opened up. Oops, welcome to Canada. That kind of situation happened, and to be honest, it was good. Uh, it was one step at a time for me. I did not juggle up. I did not came in under any pressure. Obviously, you have a pressure of getting like a good job, part-time job, and settling up. You pay your own rent. Obviously, you're using your GIC, which you have just to pay off the rent which you are living in, and you want to save your money, right? So as soon as you start earning in dollars, you right now situation when an international student comes is that is They have earned all the money in rupees. Now they're spending in dollars. But the real game starts when you are earning in dollars and also managing your expenses in dollars. So initial stage was that, and I was feeling that I'm spending a lot of money. But once I got the job, luckily I got the job in 2 weeks in one of the best places to work with in Canada. Best Buy. I'm working with Best Buy. Uh, very very friendly people. Very our culture is so good. But in back of my mind, I have always had the stress of part-time jobs. Because let's be honest, you have to pay your expenses and not ask for any money. Along with that, you save some GIC as well, right? Invest that in your next course fees. As an international student, if you're specifically coming from India, you have to do 1 year fees, right? So that's about it. I, and the process was smooth. I think I did not stress about it that much. I should have, though. Now I'm feeling. Should I have given more stress about it? But you know what? It's this time of the life that you actually burst out of stress, or you channel those stress in the correct direction of what you want to do, how, and create create a rough sheet of what you want to do, and that's where things follow. Everything which I thought of till now, I have made it true for myself, and there is no cheat sheet for that. It's just simple goals and simple process for that. Now, once you know the process, you know the game, you have to take action on it. So that's what I think.
That's beautiful, man. How about homesickness? What was your process with homesickness?
I felt homesickness after 20 days.
Mm.
Uh, I felt actually I missed my dog a lot, because I raised him myself, and he used to sleep with me. And I was like, damn, who will I cuddle now? Because they are cuddle babies, right? I have a small dog. So I'm like, shit, I'm going to miss him now. And, but yeah, I miss my family. I miss the luxuries which I had. Basic luxuries. Luxuries, basic. Getting food on time from your mother. Not worrying about your rent. Uh, you know, so you get the home service as well, right? Like there are maids in India who help clean the whole house, right? Uh, that luxury is not there in Canada, right? It's there, but you have to pay a very good price for that. As an international student, and even I think when I have my permanent residency or even a citizen, then also I don't think I have that luxury of getting that until I am like a multi kind of situation. I hope to be in that way, but it's very difficult. Labor is very expensive here, right? Everything you do is expensive here. Just the glasses which I am wearing is probably the price of a phone in India. That's how expensive it is here. So basic luxuries I used to miss, and yeah. But then I accepted the best way to cure homesickness is just talk to your family. Talk to them, tell them about yourself, what progress you have been doing, and eventually deep down accept that this is your reality and nothing's going to change. Even if you cribble about it, it won't help you. So be bold, be strong, and just stick to one point. That's the very first step of why you came here.
Stick to your goal.
Stick to your goal, and I think you will be able to overcome anything. Homesickness is just 10% of what actually a lot of stress is there. A lot of stuff is going on inside one's mind when they leave their whole country and come here. So if you know what you are here for and you know how to do it, I think you can get what you want. And that's been working for me so far.
That's beautiful.
I'm a very process oriented person, and I stick to what I want to do. And I keep blabbering every time that I have to do this, I have to get this, I have to do this, I have to do this. I manifest that then, because I know deep down I have to get it. I have to do what I want. I have to get this job. I have to, uh, manage my expenses, manage my fees properly, and everything.
Mhm.
Once I have a goal in mind, I can do that. अगर मैं if I won't think about only, how will I do it?
You keep on mentioning GIC. What is that?
So GIC is guaranteed investment certificate, which every student has to give if they are applying in the SDS category. Uh, it's like $10,000 you have to give to Canadian government before coming here. So in Canada, when you are coming here or applying as a student international visa, you have to give a GIC as well. So once you do that, uh, your chances of visa getting approved is really high. Plus, that's the requirement you have to give it. Now, why did they take it? It's that so that any student who's coming here doesn't feel broke. Like, earlier in times when students used to come here, all their savings they used to put in fees and everything.
Mm.
Now, in the initial months, they used to struggle with their rent and everything. This is one of the reasons I think Canada introduced this. And every month, in a period of 30 days or 45 days, depending on which bank you are in, you get that monthly amount, like a guaranteed amount. Like, for example, for me, it's $1,000. That's my own money coming in my account.
Oh,
So that
okay.
at least if I'm jobless, if I am uh, facing any financial crisis, this backup is coming in my account again. Now, this is my own money, which I gave to Canadian government, but they split it in installment of 12 months. So that's how they work, 12 or 14 months or 11 months. So that's how they work. And this way, at least student doesn't feel that, there's no one. They have someone who they can rely on if they don't have job, especially in the initial stages of coming to Canada, I think.
That's a great idea. I didn't even know that.
It's I think the basic thing when you are applying for like GIC, applying for student visa to be precise with you, and it works. It works well, and I would recommend everyone to apply through that category only. It is beneficial for students. So you don't have to show any property papers. You don't have to show anything. Just a basic standard list, and you should be good to go. And having a strong SOP as well as
Mm.
statement of purpose.
So we're done all this monetary side of migration. How about socially? How are you doing socially? How are you assimilating to the new community that you have?
That's a very good question, man. As I told you, I had a strategy in my mind. My strategies work very precisely on what I want to do. So when I came to Canada, what's the best thing you can grasp and what's the best thing you can blend in? You can do to blend in with the culture is to actually know the culture. How I knew that by working on a store or working on in a place where I get to interact with more customers, more people who are actually living here. If I am talking to Canadians, I am talking to more students who are actually living here for a longer time. Will I not grasp few things from them every day? Will I not adapt to how they speak, how they talk, how they communicate, how they interact? Also, it's very different. Some things can be offensive to some people in our uh, way of speaking.
Like
It
what? Give
does
me an example.
like I have a very happy face. I talk very happily, but sometimes people might find it sarcastic also. You get it? It happened with me once, and the lady was like, I'm like, okay, like I'm talking to you, but she thought that I'm making fun of her. So you get it? People are very sensitive here, uh, very sensitive. So you have to understand how the culture works here. For me, I think it was not much uh, time that I took to shift from that own comfort self and culture to a new culture, and I adapted very quickly. So I'm working with Best Buy right now, right? So my
Hmm.
main and their main goal is having a good customer experience. How do you give that? By talking to them more, getting to know what they need, getting to know what they actually want and would be benefits for them. It's kind of a sales job for me, but in a retail sales. So yeah, I think I blended pretty well so far. So good.
That's awesome. Have you picked up any hobby or anything that you would have not done in India and you only did it here in Canada?
I think I picked up this social media thing. I did it in India as well, but that was in a very funny way. Had my few friends only. I used to make funny content. Nobody knows about that. This is the first time I'm sharing it with anyone. But I gained my social presence by coming to Canada. Social presence on social media platforms like Instagram, YouTube. People started acknowledging what I am doing. This was not the step I took in India. I could have taken that step, but I did not because I was too in my comfort zone that time that, or procrastinate more. I was in that stage. Here, I started that. I implemented that. I worked hard on it every day, created content, patched out content, researched about what people want to know and everything. This is, I think, I did out of my comfort zone. Apart from that, I have been uh, and I've tried to enroll myself in different clubs and everything to get to learn more about the culture. I think rest, I think the comfort zone would be this only that I started my own channel, and right now people are liking it. So I'm hoping to grow it and build my own personal brand. That's my goal. Some people start things, but they don't know what they want to achieve out of it. I Money, fame, uh, helping people, uh, or even growing a personal brand and building a business out of it. Maybe in future, I think if you know all of these things, maybe you can. What you want to do, then I think you can take the right steps.
Why did you think you didn't do any of this in India? Is it because I know you mentioned the comfort zone situation, but why not push yourself?
That's a that's a good question. I think I was too involved with my job. It consumed a lot of my space. And when I used to come home, I used to feel like, I would love to spend time with my friends and family rather than, doing something of my own, which I should have had the motivation back then that, in order to create a side hustle to a permanent kind of situation, you have to work for it. But at that time, I prioritized because, you are fresh out of college and then you're working on jobs and, that mentality is very different. As soon as you touch the threshold of, I think, 25, situation change, your way of thinking changes, everything changes. For me, it was that change which was mandatory. And in my early 2, 3 years of stage, to be honest with you, I focused more on learning. At my job, I learned a lot. I was the first person who got promoted within a year. Within 1 year, I was promoted to subject matter expert in my own team, which I was working with. So it was very awkward for me to manage my team where I was working only. So I am very competitive. I like being competitive. When we are working with a group or when you're working on some goals, I like to be on top. I like to stay ahead of the game. I work hard for it. Now that's my nature. I think I was too involved in my work life that I gave very little preference to my personal life and what I actually want to do in life. Uh, I think that happened too. But here, I'm trying to manage both.
That's good, man. Do you think your personality changed when you immigrated?
My personality did not change. No. I think you should not change. You should change the basic behaviors of your day-to-day life, but not your personality. Don't lose yourself, man. I'm still that sarcastic person. I'm still that, you know, funny guy and if you're sitting in a room, I'll be the one, the most happening and entertaining everyone around me. So I would never change myself if I move to anywhere. What you need to change is your perception of what you want, perception of a lot of things that changed. My thinking changed uh, of a lot of things, man, of relationships, of your uh, why it matters to hang around good people, especially when you are in a new country. hanging out with correct people, not getting influenced by anyone. Let it be good or let it be bad. The good is always good, but bad influence. And when you are alone in a new country, these things are very common. So my perception changed of a lot of things. My values changed a lot. So I would say that this was one of the things which changed. My personality, I'm still the same. I'm still the same.
That's beautiful. I love that you said that you should never change your personality, but you change your perspective in life.
You
I
can
love it.
you can mold a little bit according to culture, but that's about it. Don't lose yourself, man.
Definitely, definitely. I have to ask this, or else I'll feel remiss. With the recent death of the international student, Kartik Vasudev, if I say that correctly, did it affect you as an international student, as an Indian?
It bothered me a lot. Uh, he was one of my followers, man. He used to follow me. I had a word with him also. I think, if I'm not sure, I'll check in my DMs. But he used to follow me from a long time since I started, I think. And I was, you don't feel bothered until the time they are from your own country. They are from a family, kind of a similar family you come from, and locality as well. So that changed me a lot. Plus, their journey and our journey is very same, right? So you take it upon yourself, and then you think that this should have not happened. Now, what if it's something happened to us or anyone, any international student? You would feel the same pain, man, because their journey and my journey, to be precise, is very same. Every family has sacrificed that their child goes abroad. Maybe some people have taken up loans, some people have, used all of their savings of their lifetime and send their children abroad. Hearing about that, I think breaks my heart, man. And I just want that he rests in peace and his soul is happy wherever he is. But deep down, it pinches me. You know what? It kind of, I don't have the word to describe that, but I felt it. It was affecting me subconsciously also, and actually in the real time also. I had no explanation of that, man. That feeling was very different. I've never felt like that in a very long time. It was like I have lost someone from my family. That was the feeling I had, and it was not good. You were not in a good space that time. It affected you, and it's just that one thing which I would like to tell everyone who is listening to this podcast is that if you are an international student, try to be aware of your situations, be aware of your surroundings, where you are going, when you are going out. No place is safe. India is also not safe. Canada is also not safe. Any other country is also not safe. You have to use your brain and make the right decisions. Sometimes they might be wrong, but always try to analyze the situation and then make a judgment as well. That would be my suggestion. And always try to. There are so many spots in Toronto. My friend told me the other day that are not safe at night. So why will I avoid go there? Now the incident where this happened right across the street, my friend lives. I recently went to his place, and the feeling which I got was very scary. That street sounded scary to me. That place, the vibe was scary to me. Now that's upon me. I was feeling that. But you need to be aware of your surroundings, man. You are all alone here.
Yeah, definitely. Did it stop you from going out?
For a few days, yes. It did stop me. But luckily I have a car here. So anywhere I want to go, I just take my car from A to B, B to C, back to A, to my home. That's what I feel. But not everybody has the leverage of that, right? So Uh, but yeah, I felt it now. It made me conscious. It made me, and you know what? We all were discussing it with each other. We, as international students, were discussing about situations. Currently, I live in Waterloo, so I was discussing about what's the any places where you should not go at night in Waterloo or Kishner region. These things came up earlier. We never talked about this.
Hmm.
We never talked about what are the safe places, what are the less safe places, and what is the place where you should not go only. Why did it not came in our head earlier? Because this incident did not happen.
Hmm.
We thought that everything is good, it's very safe, and it's actually very safe. Canada is very safe. Uh, I feel it. I feel safe there. I feel safe in my city. Waterloo is amazing. So it's a student city. Three
Hmm.
universities, two universities are. I'm living right in between two universities. So yeah, but these things never came in my head, man. They started coming up after the incident, and that was the scary part.
Yeah. I know it affected me somehow too. I'm not an international student, but I felt that, like you said, he came here to study, and his
Yeah,
parents sent him here, and he's all by himself. He seems like a good kid based on the things that I have read about him, and unfortunately, this sick, crazy man did what he did.
yeah, man. Sometimes it's a heavy toll, man. And if you are feeling the pain, I cannot even imagine what his family was have been going through, man. We, as a student, we as someone who is not even close to that person in any relation,
Hmm.
if we are feeling that, like we cannot even imagine what their family must have gone through, and all the blessings to his family, man.
Yeah.
On a genuine note,
Amen. Amen. We're getting too dark here. Let's move a little bit along. Let's talk about your experience as an international student. What is the hardest part of being a international student, in your opinion?
being an international student, you got my answer in your question. Being an international student is only hard. It's filled with struggles, man, but it's fun.
Hmm.
There's no hard part. Hard part is uh, adapting yourself to the place where you're living in,
Hmm.
and that's about it, man. Rest, I think everything is sorted. If you know what you came for here, there is no hard part. There is no thing as struggle. If you're feeling the struggle, obviously there is a struggle of first finding a part-time job, finding accommodation, finding the right people to hang out with, managing your expenses better. These are all struggles. These are all hard parts. But are they actually hard, or are you not able to do it? That's the question which I always have with me. Step by step, I try to manage each of my hard parts. Like for example, getting a good accommodation. I'm living in a very good place. The price I'm paying is very less from what everybody is paying. I sorted that. I had to commute to good places so that I can shoot content for myself and everything. I was losing a lot of opportunity. How did I fix it? I increased my earnings by working on campus jobs, by working on freelancing, by doing social media as well. I increased my earnings. I was able to afford a car. I was able to pay off my fees as well. So these are the things you have to think about. Are these really struggles, or are you not doing the 100% of what you are capable of? I think.
Hmm.
And one of my friends, very close friends, living right next to me, uh, he has been a really good motivation for me because he's always 10 steps ahead, man. As an international student, also,
Hmm.
he's always 10 steps ahead of the game, and which pushes me to at least be 5 steps ahead. That's really important. So for me, the hardest was this only to move the needle, start a page. I procrastinated to start a page in Canada also. I
Hmm.
came in September, but my page was started in end of October. Why? It could have been started earlier also, right? But no, procrastination. So when I saw people are doing good around me, it pushed me to do even more good.
Mm.
If you hang out with good people, I think half of the game you have already won.
Definitely, because you're gonna try to copy what they're doing. You're gonna learn things from them. Also, it helps that you're competitive, so you want to be
Yeah,
better.
it's gonna be better. Now, it is better now. Like I'm in my own league though. I'm not having any competition with anyone.
Mhm.
But I'm doing good. Why am I doing good? Because I'm working hard for it, man. I'm working hard. I don't get time for myself. I'll be very honest with you. I don't get time to shoot stuff also right now these days because earlier classes were online. Now they are offline. You have to go to college.
Mm.
You have to do assignments on time. Then you have to manage your uh, off-campus job, like off-campus as in my Best Buy job, and on-campus job also. I'm working two jobs,
Mhm.
so it gets hard, and then in the end, it pays also, right?
Definitely.
It pays you well. It gives you more leverage over everyone else. You
Mhm.
can make decisions which nobody can, uh, and you feel financially a little bit stable, little bit as compared to what you are as an international student in Canada. A little bit confidence boost, which is needed at the end of the day, you get that. So I
Hey,
think
you have a car, dude. You know what I mean? Not all international students have a car.
not much. Like my friends have, like the one who's living with me, he has one. No, they have not asked money from their parents. I have not asked money from my parents for a car. I don't need it. I have stopped taking money from my parents the day I got my first job.
Amazing.
I don't need money from them. It's like a burden on me. I feel it's burden, and why should I take it? All their life they have given their best in education,
Mm.
in living standards. Probably we don't realize that until I think we will be the one in their stage, right? So
Mm.
I'm doing everything by myself. I am taking that is a liability though. Having a car is a liability. Insurance is very expensive. Gas prices are $2, right,
Mhm.
per liter. So obviously it's a liability, but I was losing a lot of opportunity cost. I think my opportunities were being uh, going away from me. I could not explore more places. I cannot shoot more content. I cannot, go to A and B if I'm talking to some brand or if I'm doing this. So I had to make this decision to take a car. And also, you know what? My time. I think my time was one of the most things which I saved after taking a car. Now, harsh reality, you must be knowing about everything. My job, if I'm going on my job, it takes me almost 1 hour to reach my job. It takes me 8 minutes to reach on my job on car. 8 minutes? 8 minutes. Can you beat that? Now that's like I have to come back also.
Mhm. That's crazy,
So
man.
now that involves, me going to a station, waiting for the tram, and coming, then me reaching a station, and then going there, then coming back. A lot of time gets saved now. But again, you are paying for it.
Mhm. Exactly. Which ones you're willing to pay?
Which ones are you planning? Are you okay to give your time, which is actually very less?
Mm.
In Canada, I have not felt like this, relaxed. I've been to Vancouver also. There also, I was working, man. I was doing my work from home job. My other on-campus job is a work from home. I was working from there also. I obviously enjoyed also, but I never felt like oh, let's relax. Not felt it since I came here, and I'm not felt it. And that two words, which is like, oh, let's chill. Like, oh, that I will get once I'm back in my own room in my home. When I'll get my mom's homemade food
Mm-hmm.
and just sitting on my bed with my dog. That would be the day I will feel that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been living here for 20 years, and it took me a while to be like, I could chill. It took a while.
it took a while, man. But it's worth it, huh? It's worth it.
Definitely, 100 million times worth it.
And I'll give you just like I feel like obviously I can. earn good money in my own country also. But the way things work here is very different. The work-life balance and everything, the priorities, mental health, a lot of things are different here. If you are willing to, settle up in the country like Canada, I think, and if you have accepted the fact that this will be your the new home, then it gets a lot easier. Your mental health does not get. Nobody talks about mental health of international students in Canada. I personally feel that they are the ones who are most stressed. They have to work so much. They have to work on their jobs. And, some of them are working in factories and, fast food restaurants. So tough, man. It gets very tough. You know, it gets mentally exhausting, to be honest. That's the word I use. And still they have to come home, do their assignments, and, make food for themselves. I forgot, make food for themselves, which I do every day. So a lot, man. They are the ones who are most stressed, but nobody shows that mental health situation because nobody feels that. It's like if some people have accepted that, that's good. Makes your life so much easier. For me, it has made my life easier. You can get the energy which I'm giving you right now. It has made my life easier. I've accepted this. This is my new routine now. And you know what? I enjoy it now. I'm listening to songs, cooking, and yeah, enjoying.
Yeah, and you have freedom,
Sometimes I grab a beer, and cook food for myself.
There you go.
It's all sorted, man. This is the life,
This is what you chose. Stick to your
and I'm
goal.
happy.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. If you feel that, oh, I miss my home, I'm this, which is good. Miss it. Once a month is fine. Not every day. You cannot be that every day. If you want to be someone here, you cannot be that every day. That I'm missing my family. Oh, I cannot do this. I cannot do that. It's not my cup of tea. Won't help you. It will only push you down, not push you up. Once a month, if you want to quibble about it, please go ahead. Take
Once a
time for it.
month. Is there like a certain day you want, like beginning of the month or the
Yeah.
end of the month?
There's someday I feel like, yeah, I want to go back. Like, let's just go back, man. Let's chill at home. And, I'll earn good money anyway. I have my skill set. But someday I feel that, because some things are so different in Canada and you can get some stuff so easily in Canada, like in India, that you feel like, oh, because everything has a process here. You have to follow the process. You have to do this. You have to manage everything. The waiting times are so high. If you are booking something, you're doing something. And it's like, is Canada so slow? It's the fastest, like, it's one of the fastest growing countries, right? Is Canada slow? Is the process so slow? But then you realize that, what? I discussed it with my store leader. He told me one thing. Actually, the time frame of doing anything is so slow here because it's same for everyone. No matter how much rich you are, no matter how much poor you are, no matter how much money you earn, the process is exactly the same for everyone. That's why you feel that, is why is my driving license test taking so long to give? Like, why there is no availability? Why there is no, like, no tests available now? Like, this is one of the examples I'm giving you. There is huge lineup wherever you go. If, for example, like, it, right? You have your own experience. So I was like, why? Does Canada don't have people to work for? Which is actually true. That's why we international students come here. They need workforce. Most of them are retiring. So these things come in my mind. And now there's no specific day, bro, for that. But once in a while, I do feel that. I do. And insurance is so high, man. I pay this much for a year in India.
I know.
There's no logic in this much insurance. I pay almost $300.
Yeah, but you have to think this is the Canadian price and you're not doing the conversion, because if you do the conversion, it will be expensive. You have to stop thinking that.
Yeah, I am Indian. I'll no matter what. Once in a time, I'll do the conversion.
Because I did that when I was new here. When I used to
Yeah,
like buy like I don't know like I don't know a bottle of water, right? And be
a
like,
bottle of water. Yeah.
like what the it's like $5. That's like 5 million in the Philippines. You know what I mean? Like, or
Yeah,
else you'll
yeah,
never
yeah, yeah.
spend anything.
I understand that. I had this conversation with one of my co-creators and my friend also now. Her name is Rachel. She's from Philippines. And she was discussing with me. She was like, "Oh, damn, I used to feel like this." First we had a discussion about student life like this, and then about creator life. So in student life, she mentioned that you have to spend everything like oh, should I buy this? Oh shit, it's so expensive. It's back in my country, it's so cheap. So these things are very common, bro. So I think
Yeah.
you and I are in the same boat.
Yeah, it is. It will pass. You're gonna get used to it, and then you realize, oh no, it's not actually expensive. It's just I'm doing the conversion.
I'm doing the conversion. But yeah, I feel still in Canadian also, I think insurance is expensive.
But it is expensive. Canadian or do the conversion or not, it is expensive.
It is expensive. It's like this is like a lot of money, man. But it is what it is. People sue here, so obviously insurance would be high. But that's
Ex-
okay. That's the
exactly.
price I'm willing to pay.
Hey, it's Canada. It's like one of the best countries in the world.
Yeah. Amazing weather.
Well, I don't know about the weather.
No, that was a sarcasm, man. No,
I know, I know.
the weather is so
Well,
unpredictable here.
at least you got it okay in the Toronto. Here in Quebec is like we got it worst.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. And you know what? There have been days I was standing on a bus stop, no raincoat, nothing, rains, and my whole body is gone now, like
It's wet.
submerged underwater situation. And I'm wondering my life choices that time. Did I do the right decision? Like,
It's
and
yes. It's yes
yeah,
always. You did
it's yes
the
always. It's yes always. Then I come home and then I see the beautiful view from my room, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's worth it. Okay, all good.
exactly. Oh, when you're sharing information on your social media, how do you know the information is accurate?
So you being a student, you know how much references and in-text citations play a role here, right?
Okay.
So whenever I share any information, first of all, I share it which I had the experience of. That's one thing. Experience can be contradictory, but when I'm sharing a fact, I'm sharing a fact with a credible source. I am not an immigration consultant. I've never talked about immigration on my page. If you check my page, I always share about my student life and how I am managing everything. Now that's based on my own experience. I give credibility based on my experience. For example, I made a video about on-campus job when I did not even had on-campus job. That's one of the reels went viral. It gained over like 600K views. And that was the day when my Instagram exploded a little bit and it reached a wider audience. Now the comments came like, it's not easy to find a job. It's like saying is easy, it's not everybody gets it. Guess what? In a month I had the job. So I backed it up with my own experience. That's how you do it. You back it up. Uh, People say that everything is, you cannot earn money more than minimum wage in Canada. I backed it up. I earn more than minimum wage in Canada. I am a student here. So if I am able to do it, I think I have the credibility to say it. Authenticity is the word. You can use that, I am backing it up with my genuine experience.
I agree with that.
I'm
That's
just
one.
not being, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry for cutting you. I was just gonna say that that's one thing I like about your account, and I like about you is you know it's for sure is it comes from your heart.
It comes from my heart. Anything I say comes from my heart. I just don't post based on posting. Everybody can search on Google and get how much minimum wage there is in every city, how much average rent is. that's not the goal of me posting something. If I'm posting something, people should find it valuable. So in on Instagram, there is an option of save, like, comment, share. If my saves and shares are more than my likes, I'm very happy.
Hmm.
Most of the times, this only happens that my people who are sharing it in their DMs are the ratio is high and saves is high rather than likes. That's where I knew that I am providing something valuable. People will go back and listen to it, or even see it, or even share it with someone who would need it.
Definitely. I love that. I love that. I'm sure you're dealing with haters. How do you deal with them?
So when I talked to you in the beginning, I told you that I'm very sarcastic. So you know what? I reply to them in a way that, first of all, don't. It does not affect me mentally.
Hmm.
When you are mentally that strong, some people will always try to bring you down. Let's be honest here. Nobody. There is always one person who's unhappy about what you are doing, and that person you won't even know that person. So first of all, you have to be very strong in your head that these people or anyone who is trying to bring you down, not even on social media anywhere, uh, cannot do anything about it.
Hmm.
Next would be just to actually, acknowledge that what they said. Like, yeah, man, you are right. Even I felt it. But thanks, man. If there is any other feedback you would like to give, I would be. And you know what? There have been days that I converted my hate, like a hate comment, to a good comment. Uh, it was the time when I talked, like, it was one of my videos where I was talking about sales, and the someone mentioned it's a retail job. You're not even on commission right now, just a minimum wage job. Then I replied to him, uh, that I know it's not that, but at least I'm sharing my own genuine experience which I'm having, and this is my niche, and I'm working around it. So at least some people would find it valuable. So, but yeah, I really thank you for dropping a comment on this, increasing my engagement. So, so that time he was like, "Man, you are amazing. You took it in a very sporting way. I always take in my real life also. I don't get offended that easily. Nobody has the
Hmm.
power to offend me that much, because I'm very self-sufficient person. I know my values. I know my worth. So I'm very friendly with them when I'm talking to them. I get DMs also, right? There's a lot of hatred as well. I usually don't speak about it, but I talk to them, and I'm like, "What happened, brother? Everything is fine. Like, you had the time to come to my page, but like, are you facing any issue? All good?" Like, sometimes people are actually like, "Bro, you are amazing. You did not even say me anything." And as a very sporting guy, you replied to me, and you're talking to me. I did not even expected a reply from you. I get like these messages. So I I feel very good about it. Like, just be humans, man. Like,
Hmm.
I can block them. I can just restrict them. Sorry for the noise. I restrict them. I can restrict them. I can block them. I can just delete the message. But sometimes I like to have funny conversations. So I take the time out and
I
reply to
love
them.
it. I love
Yeah,
the
it's so fun.
approach.
It's like I'm sitting with my friends and I'm doing it sometimes. So it's even more fun.
Definitely, man. So we're getting there, but I have a couple questions. For someone that is planning on being an international student, what would you tell them to expect?
Uh, I would just tell them to expect the basic stuff and also expect the unexpected.
Hmm.
If there are very basic things which will happen to you if you're coming as an international student, but few of them would be unexpected. Now that's what you have to be ready for. Maybe you don't get a job in a month. Maybe you don't find a good accommodation. Maybe you don't get good roommates,
Hmm.
uh, flatmates, or even housemates. It will be tough, but it won't be tough forever.
That's beautiful. Any last remarks before we close out, my man?
Yeah. Uh, if anybody is coming to Canada as an international student, spend some time with your family. It plays a really important role and it shapes you a lot. Learn their values and ethics. Some things don't change. You go in any country. Your values as a human won't change. Uh, so always spend time with your family if you're coming here. Get the correct skill sets of getting a good job in Canada right before you are here. How you can do that is by going on LinkedIn and checking out what people have been doing. See what kind of skills they have. Try to get those skills back from your country. And once you are here, you are already level up from all of the crowd. When you are level up, you get more opportunities. There are people in my group, my batch, who have been started to work in their own field even before they are graduates. Even I'm working in my own field. I'm not even a graduate. So why? And it can happen with me. Why not? It can happen with you. It can be any course. Just make sure you are doing your research well. Research is the main thing here, and getting your connections right. Networking plays a really important role in Canada. Make sure you are having connections with the correct people at the correct time.
Wise word from a wise man. Again, Ashish, thank you for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate.
No worries, man. It was a pleasure. I know your work. I am early in the process and I am very lucky to be with you and speak with you. I know you speak from heart as well. That's why you had the opportunity. You took the time because that's your passion. I know that. And you are a big example to someone who is planning to start something of their own and growing it to a possible imagination only. So I hope you succeed in what your goal is in coming years. I have a goal too. I am planning to achieve that. I'm working hard on it. I can see you are also working on hard on it. So you are an inspiration to me, man. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening, sir. I hope it was good.
It was amazing. Thank you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Again, Ashish, thank you for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, listeners, for listening. This is N. Deliosa for an Immigrant's Life. I'll see you guys later.